Oh, just got a tweet says we're live. You know what that
Oh,
means,
yes,
don't you?
sir. We are live, Michael. Yes, we are. Welcome to an episode of Backstop Banter. Me, your host, Anthony. Michael, how are we doing, sir?
We are doing wonderful. Can't really say too much is going on. Been shoveling snow all day here in Kentucky. I'm sure in New York you got quite a bit of snow
I
yourself,
actually
haven't
see. That's the thing. I actually didn't.
you?
You know,
Really?
my mom was off from work today. She thought we were going to get snow.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody thought we were going to get snow. I didn't get. We got a little dusting.
Really? We actually probably had like a tenth of ice this morning, and well, at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and then on top of that, here at my house at least, we got about 4 inches of snow. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's been
it's
interesting.
it's an interesting time for sure. You
Yeah,
know.
especially when I got to work, I had to shovel for like an hour, just their sidewalk off to clear it off, and then so much more went on. But it was fun, very productive. Had a great day. Got home, played with the kids some. I've learned a new trick. My wife and I have. Like they're
Oh
all into.
yeah.
I've got two daughters and a son. My daughter that's 4, a son that's 4, and another daughter that's 3. And it's really hard to get them to clean. I'm getting so sidetracked here, but we're just going with it, Connie. It's
We'll
hard to get
survive.
them to pick up their toys. And my wife one day is like, listen, they love the princesses and all this magic stuff and everything. So she said that one day they told her that if she hid, that they were going to use their magic to clean up all the toys. So they put her under a cover, big whoop. And they picked up all the toys. So today I'm like, all right, guys, this is a mess. I just got home. We're about to eat. Let's pick up our mess. Every one of them whined. I said, all right. So I threw a cover over me. I said, I'm going to count to 50 and you're going to use your magic powers to clean it up. And they cleaned up some. It's crazy. So if you got when you get kids, just hide under covers and they'll clean up.
Listen, Michael, no disrespect to your kids or kids in general, but you gotta love how dumb they are, don't you?
I mean, I won't say dumb. I'll say gullible.
Oh yeah,
How
we'll go
about
with
that?
that too.
We'll
Like,
go with
because listen,
gullible.
there's this, me being my Gen Z self, there's this TikTok uh, creator who's a kindergarten teacher,
Uh huh.
and like she films herself like giving the class lesson, and in the back of my head, I'm like, bro, I can't believe somebody ever talked to me like that.
Oh yeah.
She's like, show me your hands, how to make an M. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm like, Jesus, please stop. I'm like, I can't believe I was talked to like that.
Do you do that, or do you do
I think,
that?
you
Like
just draw it, Michael. I think you just draw it.
you said, make an M with your hands. I mean,
Yeah,
I made
listen,
an
that's I
M.
just did.
That just makes me want to make
Well, you
double
know
right
what
there.
M's remind me of, Michael?
What's that?
Paying the bills and my
Money.
favorite and one of our favorite, betting places around here, mybookie.ag. Make sure you use code USN100 to double your first deposit. I was gonna try to be all fancy like Perry was last week and get all the stuff up and show you guys, but it's a lot of work. Perry's just better at it. So
I mean,
make sure you
he
go over
is.
to the site. It's easy stuff. You just sign up. It's not in your face or anything like that. You make your deposit and then you let it sit there. Decide on a bet when you want to decide on a bet. Maybe place a nice futures bet on the Yankees winning the World Series because they probably will. So I'll get you some easy money right there. So make sure you check
You
out
like
my
how
bookie.
you like how at first like yeah yeah no, it's not happening.
Well, I know if you want to waste money, you can place it on the Reds.
I mean, I could probably bet $1 and win more betting on the Reds to win it than betting $100 on the Yankees. I mean, the odds there. So
We'll see. Hey.
that's not a bad investment if you look at it that way.
Well, isn't everything a bad investment when you know it's not going to happen?
I mean, that's why it's betting, though. I mean, you don't know it's going to happen. If
Well,
anyone says it's a lock, do not bet it
hey,
unless you're Perry.
no, Perry doesn't bet anything unless you say the word lock. So if you ever want to give Perry betting advice, make sure you actually say the word, not easy money, not a sure thing. It has to be the lock. It has to be a lock. That's the only way. But make sure you check out mybookie.ag. Use code USM100. Like I said, doubles your first deposit. Then go on over to RxHemp. RxHemp-USN saves you 10% on your entire order. They got the CBD creams over there. Make you feel brand new. Maybe Michael might be a little sore from shoveling that snow off
That's
today.
right.
So use a little
Man,
CBD cream. You'll feel brand new in the morning. And then, of course, head on over to the shop, Teespring/store/unwrap. Get yourself some merch, okay? We got some beautiful merch ourselves. I'll say that right now. We got Backstop Banter merch. We got Gen Z merch, the hard count. Let's see. Ladies First,
ladies
who was on
first.
right before us. Amber, hope you're watching. Gonna get into a little Tatis conversation right after this.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
let's see who we got.
Talk
Business
about paying the
casual
bills.
basketball. You're damn right. Business
He was on
casual
at 7 today.
basketball. Saturday
The hard count,
standouts.
count the bucket. I
Count
think
the
you said
bucket.
that.
I think that was one I missed.
Okay, Amber will be on Friday or tomorrow with that one.
And the bets unwrapped. Bets unwrapped as well. See, I don't forget nobody up here. See, I'm a smart guy.
One of these
People's
days,
XFL.
I've actually bought me a notebook to keep up here in my computer room. So if I ever do come up with something, I need to write things down. And all I have written down is Mark the Bird.
That's an interesting one.
Mm-hmm. Keeping it blunt. That's another one.
Yes, forgot about them. I probably shouldn't, considering it's our founder's show, but things happen. And then finally, make sure you check out our Patreon. We are on Patreon now. $1 supports the fam. $5, you are entered into an Amazon gift card giveaway. You get access to our Discord, and you get 10% off the Unwrap store that I was just talking about. Then, if you go for the $10 option, which we, of course, greatly appreciate, I say so, it's Mark the Bird. Is this Mark the Bird?
Like, did I write down Mark the Bird for a reason? Like, if something is about to happen here, I'm freaking out already.
I want to know who Mark the Bird is now, though. That's what I want.
All I'm going to say is Unwrap Sports.
Well, listen, if you subscribe to the $10 option, you get everything I just said before, except the 10% goes to 20. You get the Amazon gift card, you get access to the Discord, and you get entered into our Keenan Allen signed jersey giveaway. It's a beautiful jersey.
Listen, it really is.
Listen, I'm in the network. I've said this many times. I don't have to subscribe. I'm in everything. I might still do it. A nice signed powder blue Chargers jersey, Keenan Allen. Woo! The powder blues might be the best uniform in not only, I was going to say NFL history, but I might just, full strong take right here, might be in sports. Might be the best one in sports.
I mean,
bro,
I haven't really sat down to think of it, but they are pretty nice.
They're beautiful. There's nothing else you can say about them.
I've looked through here and I didn't see it. But since we're on jerseys a little bit here, what do you think of the Miami Heat jerseys?
The city
Vice ones.
I love the Vice City ones. They're so beautiful.
See, I'm hit and miss with it. Like one day I look at it, and I'll think this looks awful, and then like the next day I'll look at it and be like, dude, this is lit now. And then
the Vice City jerseys are beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes. Here we go. There's one little picture of it.
Keenan Allen signed jersey. Make sure you go check that out. As we got on blast. What's going on, brother? How are we doing, my friend? All right, let's get into it though. Fernando Tatis, 14-year contract,
paying his own bills.
I believe it was $340 million. You got a $10 million signing bonus. There's a no trade clause in there as well. Mm-hmm. I have my thoughts on it, and I kind of said it. I was talking to Amber on Twitter yesterday. I kind of said it in the group chat as well yesterday. But I want to hear your thoughts on it because I know that we kind of disagree. I'll do a little tease here. We're on the opposite sides of it.
We may banter a little bit, but you're probably more irate about it when I'm just like, hey, the dude got paid and be happy with it at that. I mean, when an average Joe like me hears someone's going to be paid 340 some odd million over 14 years, I think, what is there to lose or gain? Or how could this even be wrong? But I did hear a little bit of your point, so I won't spoiler on that. I mean, it does make a little sense, but still, the old dude is going to be paid $340 million in 14 years. But also, I did see someone tweet, I want to say it might have been Garrett from Iowa, Garrett, say something about the Mets guy will still be getting
Bobby Bonilla, baby.
We'll get $1 more million after this contract runs out.
But I need Bobby Bonilla's agent, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was genius. But back to this deal. How could you even say no to it? And I know you're going to, but if somebody flashes that out there in front of you, you have to be like, okay, I'm into it. Now, I will say when I first looked at it, I seen the 14 years, and I was thinking back when I was in my prime, and Pujols, his deal was like 10 million or 10 years for however many hundreds millions his was. I was like, 10 years, that's a long time. This dude is really 1 year into having a great year. and he's already got this. So, I mean, I kind of feel like they're reaching for. I don't want to say it that way. Let me back up a little bit. I feel like they're jumping the gun a bit early, but at the same time, who knows what could have happened. So, I mean, I'm just glad the Padres are making moves. Like this year has been, we thought it was going to be a Mets offseason, but I almost feel like the Padres have stolen the
Oh,
offseason with this
absolutely.
and just so many pitchers that they've signed as well. So, I mean, yeah, I'm with Amber here on YouTube too. Thank you so much for being on YouTube. Go follow us on YouTube, subscribe, and get those notifications. Run me my money. Yeah, I mean, I when you're getting $340 million, I think I can stand to lose $10 million if I could have done something different and been okay. I mean that's my thing. So I want to say that, and I'll go ahead and let you say yours, and then I'll come back and kind of rebuttal your argument here.
We got Skur in the chat as well. What's going on, my guy?
What's up,
Listen, like you
Cheese?
said, um, you can't really nitpick it too much because, but I'll nitpick it in this way: of yeah, of course, to me and you, $340 million. If you gave me $340 million, like I said on Gen Z, I'll be the practice dummy for an NFL team. I don't care. I don't care what you're.
You give me 1 million,
Yeah,
I'll do
exactly.
that.
So you have money like that in front of you. Yeah, you can't really nitpick it, but this is the thing. If I'm Fernando Tatis, I'm good so far. I've been good in the majors this far. I'm looking professional. Yeah, I always look professional, but the cut might help it out. I'll say
That was
that.
that was for Wingo. Let's be honest.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. I made sure that I got a haircut before Wingo, but then things happened. But we got an update on that later on in the show. But yeah, you look at this is kind of what happens with foreign players. It really is because they come from places where you're not well off. Third world, Dominican Republic type of things, and countries like that where you're not well off, and all of a sudden you have $340 million flash in your face. It's kind of hard to say no when you grew up playing with a broomstick and a bottle cap. Like that's literally what
Stickball.
Mario. Yeah, that's what Mariano Rivera used to play in the streets of Panama. So it's hard to say no to that. But here's my thing: you look at Lindor, who is on the Mets now. He waited. He kept saying, "I'm not accepting a contract. You can do whatever you want. I'm not taking a contract." He's 5 years older than Tatis right now. I believe Tatis is only like 23 or something. I think
He's
22.
young.
He's like 22 or 20. I think he's 22 because I think
I'm
Lindor's
feeling
27.
22.
Yeah, Lindor's 27. Okay, Taylor Swift. But he's going to get probably 10 years, 330 million. That's what some of the things are for Lindor, as Skur says in the chat here, that they'll still be paying Bobby Bonilla. Yes, they will be. What a guy. What a legend. It's basically a national holiday here in New York.
I mean,
So, but like I said, you look at Tatis, he got 14 years, 340. So that's like an average of 24 million a year.
oh
Of
yeah,
course,
robbed.
Listen, when you're talking about me and you, that's unbelievable. Baseball terms and sports terms,
Robbed.
I can look at it as a robbery. I really can. Lindor is going to get 10 years, 330 million, something of that nature, 5 years older than him. So he's going to be making more average, right away. Then you go over and you look at Mike Trout, what Mike Trout got. Now, granted, he's the best player in baseball by a long shot. He has a better WAR in his career than I think 4 MLB franchises have all time.
Oh wow.
So it's different. What's the average career for someone at his position? I mean, Derek Jeter played shortstop 20 years for New York. As you start to slow down, it's harder to play shortstop as well. You got to really have that range.
You usually move to third.
Yeah, you move to third. You move to the DH position if you can, if you're in the American League, which obviously he isn't. But so you look at.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm about to go to a different path on this, so just keep going.
And then here's the other thing. You look at it, and this is just another example. You look at Acuna, who everybody thinks Ronald Acuna is an unbelievable player. What do you think his contract is?
Shoot, I have no idea. When it comes to contracts, I get
he
lost.
got 8 years, $100 million. He got robbed. I'm sorry, he got robbed. To me, there's no other way you can look at that than others saying that he got robbed at that. Mike Trout's making, I think he signed 10 years, $400 million. So he's making 40 a year.
Right.
You look at Tatis, he's only making 24. Lindor is going to make more than him. Ronald Acuna is 8 years, 100. And like I said, we're talking numbers that we're probably never going to understand in life.
Yeah.
I understand that, and I
Oh
really
no,
do get
no.
it.
I totally understand them. I just don't listen to the billions and millions part. I just take them as like $100 bills. That's how I think of them.
Exact. And Betts got a nice contract as well. I think when Cody Bellinger is up, he'll get a monster deal. I think Judge will get a monster deal. You look at even look at Stanton's deal. He got a big contract as well. Like I really do think it has to do with the fact of them being from lesser places.
Mhm.
And like I said, don't get me wrong, they're 22 years old, and some dude's walking up to you and saying, "Here's $340 million for 14 years of your life." Like, it's hard to say no to that. I really do. I really do understand that. But if I'm his agent or something like that, I
Oh,
really would. I really would say no. And you're absolutely right, sir. Aaron Judge is a top 5 player in baseball. I know, but we actually are going to get into the MLB top 100 list because I got some words for them. But it's I don't know. That's how I look at it. I think if he here's my thing. I think if Tatis waits until he's actually eligible for free agency,
mhm.
by the time he is eligible, because there's probably be another 3-4 years of arbitration for him. By the time he's eligible, he's probably getting, still a 10-year contract, but for like 450 type of thing. Because the money keeps going up and things like that. I think he would have gotten much, much more.
I mean, I'm going to back up a little bit. I hear you on the third world countries, blah blah blah. I mean, I will agree with you on that to an extent, but I also think most Americans still would do the same thing on that. I think it's more of maybe. See, here's me. Would you wait a year and risk getting hurt and lose hundreds of millions?
If I'm Tatis, I would.
And here's my thing on that, because here in the same breath, we'll not you and I, but we'll be talking like every your water cooler people will say, "Oh, if I'm in college, I'm going pro right away, not risking getting hurt for $5 million to play on the G League." So we're jumping the gun to do it there in a 1 year, but then all of a sudden here we go to baseball, and like I would hold out as long as I could. I mean, to me, what I really hear is the Padres are all in on this, and yes, they overpaid him. I don't know why you would ever pay a shortstop for 14 years, because he can't play shortstop for 14 years, and we already said he's in the NL,
But
so he
see,
can't.
here's the thing: 14 years. He's 22 right now, so 38. His contract ends. He can play short until he's at least 34.
If he doesn't get hurt, if
Oh
everything
yeah,
goes
no.
smooth.
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah. Listen,
and of
you never
course,
know.
you
You
can't
never know
really
what's going
put
to happen.
right. You can't put a hurt and say, okay, we're not going to do anything because you could get hurt, unless you're Corey, who does the fragile stats on there. That's for you, anyways. But I just think, I mean, obviously at 34, 36, 38, he's going to be losing his speed somewhat. I mean, he's going to have to either be more power in a baseball game where you either hit singles or home runs or walk. We know how it's changed. But so, I mean, what do you think as far as the future? Me personally, if I'm throwing out $340 million, I don't think I do the 14 years for that fact, just for the fact that I don't think he'll be the same prime guy that I'm paying now for 14 solid years. But what I think in a Padres situation, what they'll probably be doing is, hey, we're paying you now. You're going to be here with us now. We've already made these trades for the next 2 years. We're making this big push. If everything blows up, we're probably just going to trade you and lose his contract anyways.
I'll tell you exactly why the Padres did it for this long. And this is the reason. And it's also why other teams do it too. And this can kind of answer Amber's question that she asked before as why baseball contracts are so long. And, in my opinion, I know you might have a different one. Here's the thing with baseball contracts. These teams know you're not going to be good in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll look at Tatis since we're talking about him right now. So the 14 years, figure everything goes well, and I'll be generous here. I'll be pessimistic here. I'll say, let's say the last 5 years of his contract, he's not good.
Mm-hmm.
You got 9 years out of him where he was an excellent player at $24 million, where the number one player in baseball right now is making $40 million. You just gave yourself $16 million in cap space, or not cap space because there's no cap in baseball, right, in money to move around. You gave yourself $14 million. So that's why they sign guys early. That's why they try to sign guys. If I was an MLB franchise, I would sign everybody early.
I
Like
mean,
I said, this
you
is
can get
why
them
this is
cheaper.
why I'm scared as a Yankees fan for the future almost, because they didn't sign Judge. They didn't sign Sanchez early. They haven't signed Glaber. They haven't done any of this.
Mm-hmm.
So when all of their contracts are up, and I mean, yeah, we're the Yankees, so like they can kind of afford things anyway, and I understand that, but
And I think that's a part of it too. Like Cincinnati Reds, when we had Joey Votto, well, of course, obviously we still do, but when he came out of his rookie contract, we made a big push, and I think we did sign him for like 8 or 10 years as well because we
yeah,
know that a Joey Votto top player is not going to stay a Cincinnati Red because we're a small market. If you can leave baseball and go anywhere, you're going to go somewhere where you can get the publicity because baseball doesn't do it. So I kind of think this might be a move by the San Diego, which is weird to say a California team is not the high market, but if you could go to any team in California, it's not going to be the Padres. It's either going to be the Angels or the Yankees or the Dodgers. Probably the Dodgers first. We know that. So I think that's another reason why you do these 10-year or your decade contracts. So you can say, if you do develop the way that you are looking like you should be, then we want to lock you in now.
no,
Because
like I said, it's smart by the franchise because
Mhm.
I'm saying it from the Tatis point of view. From the franchise point of view, they did great. In my opinion, because you look at them, if Tatis continues on this trajectory, right now he's a great player. If he continues this way, he hits free agency. That is when he asked for the 10 years, $450 million type of contract. So now instead of paying him $45 million a year for the next 10 years, when he's at the age of 25, when he's probably eligible for arbitration and everything like
Mhm.
that. Like I said, you're now paying him for the next 14 years at
Right.
24. In those terms, the Padres got a bargain. Like that's why I think Tatis didn't do as well on the contract, is because I think when you look at it in the future and what he can be, it's you left money on the table. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Acuna. Whoever negotiated Ronald Acuna's contract should be fired. The fact that they got him 8 years at $100 million, and like I said, yes, we're there. You talk about millions and anything, blah blah blah. You're gonna get the people. Oh, I would do it for free because I love the game. Congratulations, go pat yourself on the back or something like that. But it's not their job to play the game for free that we are willing to pay all this money to go watch them play. 8 years at $100 million for Acuna, who's probably a top 10 player in baseball right now and will be for the future. That's a terrible contract. It's great for the Braves. Like
Mhm. Oh
they
yeah,
would take that
that's a
10,
steal.
they would take that 7 out of 7 days of the week, 365 for the year. But
That's
I
actually
mean,
an average of 12.5 million a year.
that's awful compared to
I
what
mean,
people
they're
are making right now.
and Acuna could possibly easily win the MVP this year.
Yeah, he could have won it last year. Last year, the year before, I think it was. I think it was the year before he almost won it. But I mean that's a terrible contract. It is.
I am curious now. I want to see who his agent is, and I want to see who Tatis' agent is.
But yeah, it's like I said, it'll always be difficult talking with numbers like this because you know, like I said, people like us don't really understand that type of money, and
Mhm.
I get it. So if you offered that to me, I'd say yes, but I'm, terrible at baseball. That's why I talk about it. And I'm not on a, minor league team right now getting ready for a season. It's a completely different animal. I really, like I said, I just think you wait a few years. And that's the thing you asked me earlier, if, your Tatis, would you wait and risk the injury? At this point in his career, I would, only because, like I said,
Really?
he is 22. Unless you suffer some catastrophic injury, which in baseball I feel like does not happen that much. Like, what's the worst that happens? You have a shoulder surgery, okay, a Tommy John type of thing. That's usually a pitcher.
Hmm.
I mean, unless you get I don't even know, unless you blow out your knee like Teddy Bridgewater did. But even that's still football. So I think baseball you could come back a lot easier. Like at that age, I would absolutely take the risk. Now, if he's 32 and we think that he could get a big contract, I would have taken that contract, obviously, because now you're talking, you're later on in life and you don't want to, risk not getting that next big contract. But
Right.
it's interesting. Do you find their agents?
I did. It's Peter Greenberg and Associates is for Acuna. Acuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. Hey.
And Dan Lozano is Tatis's agent.
They need
So,
to get our man Boris out here.
Tatis, if you would like another agent, let us know.
Listen, I'm available. I hope you did you sign the contract yet, Tatis, or is it a verbal agreement? Because I can get you more. Promise.
We can act like you were drunk when you sign it, and then that it breaches your contract.
Maybe he
So
gets thrown out in court.
we'll help you out. We'll get you $355 million for 10 years.
No. Well, I'm forcing him to stay. I'm forcing him to stay. Without a contract until he's past arbitration and all that. Then we'll get this man a nice 10-year 450 type of thing.
My goodness. And what blows my mind, which we're already at 25 minutes live here, and we've got a lot to cover. What blows my mind is how is MLB a dying sport but can pay these players this much money? It does not add up to me at all.
It's because people, when they put dying sport, do you know how much baseball would have to die for it to be irrelevant like this? They have 162 games, all televised. Their contracts are unbelievable for the amount of TV money they make.
Oh yeah,
tickets are expensive, merchandise. That's why a dying sport. I mean, if you want to say so, but I don't know.
I mean,
it's a hard thing.
You don't think it's dying at all?
No. I think it's. See, dying is a hard word. I look at it as it's definitely fallen
for a reason.
Well, yeah, no, it's fallen in popularity, absolutely. But I don't, I think dying is a strong word because that makes it look like nobody's ever watching, and I don't think that's true. I mean, because like you said, how are they paying all this money if it's a dying sport? Mm-hmm. You look at hockey; their big contracts are 5 years, $20 million, and I'm like, a baseball player makes $20 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, here's a quick way that we can think about it and do some math. Yankee Stadium holds 47,000 people. 162 games divided by 2 is 81 games. 81 times, what I say, 47,000? I don't even know. Let's see here.
Yeah.
81 times 47,000. That is 3.8 million people in those 81 games. Now think of the money that they're paying.
Now take the merchandise that you sell inside of the stadium, the food.
Right.
Then, if you're a playoff team, you also have extra games at home.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I don't think they're doing too bad.
I wonder what the average cost. I've got to look that up while we're here now. What is the average ticket at Yankee Stadium?
Oh, we're pushing probably. It's probably 80 something. No, I lied. Probably $50.
You think so? I'd think it'd be higher.
Because you can sit in nosebleed seats for
the average ticket is actually $47 in 2019.
I try.
So, I mean, you're pretty close. So 3.
Yeah, because like I said, there's obviously the behind home plate things like that are $1,200.
So $47 times that 3.8 million. I mean,
yeah, you're making
$178 billion.
You're making some money
in your home games.
You're making, well, wow. I mean, yeah, you're making money. I mean, some of it goes to baseball, some of it goes to revenue sharing and things like that. But listen,
but still,
no, that's what I'm saying. The Yankees are the second most expensive sports team behind the Cowboys.
Second or third.
I think they're worth. I think they're worth I think they're worth $4.8 billion.
Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, listen, I think that's just a team because Yankee Stadium also owns, or the Yankees also own their broadcasting network, the Yes Network.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a whole separate entity. They're fine. I think they're gonna be okay. I really do.
The average ticket at Cincinnati Reds is probably $20.
It doesn't surprise me. Like I said, Yankee Stadium, you can sit in like the nosebleeds for like $10. Like you can.
You can sit in the nosebleeds at Cincinnati Reds games for $5. $5.
That's must be nice. I would go to every game. $5
It's
bucks.
it's
See,
five
and here's
hours away
the
from
real
me.
key. Listen, you never heard this from me, but listen, you buy the $10 seats, and then
Yes, sir.
you try to see what seats are available down below you. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be able to sit behind home plate unless you're getting past security somehow. But it's definitely possible to sneak your way down there, get a little bit better. But we're going to find out. Yankee Stadium 10% capacity this year. I might have to hop on out to a game. We'll see what happens. All right, Michael.
All right.
I'll
Let's
move
move
it on
on.
here. The MLB Top 100 list came out. Now, I want to get your opinion on some of this. I'm gonna say the top 25 players because I think that's
Well, sorry, 2019, the average ticket at Cincinnati Reds was $21. Missed it by $1. Sorry.
wow, unbelievable. We're so good at this. I said 50, it was 47. You said 20, it was 21. Oh, unbelievable. But we'll go with the top 25 players in baseball right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Can you pull up a list and let us look at it?
You know what? Let me see if I can. That's a great question you asked me. MLB top 100 list. Because I know they've been posting it on their Instagram. That's for 2019. Let's see. Is this the 2010 version? No, this is the. I said 2010. Jesus, wow. It's a tough life out here, Michael. Calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's share screen. And we'll go over here. Nope, we're going to go over here. And we'll go bam.
Bam. Well, maybe. There we go. Bam.
Let's see. So we have the MLB.
Up.
What happened?
I said I had to blow my screen full screen so I can see this.
Yeah, I might have to do that as well. We got the MLB top 100 list right here in front of you. So
I'm hurt.
Over. Oh yeah,
I'm hurt. Sonny Gray's 86.
Listen, there's some things on here that I'm a little upset with. Like, listen, I know he's been injured. Stanton at 97.
I mean, that's where he belongs. He didn't even play last year.
I still don't care. I would.
So, I mean, you can't.
I'd put him top 50.
Of course you would. You've got Judge
it's not
top
like I
5.
said top 5.
But I mean, once he starts playing, yes, he'll jump dramatically on this list. But I think maybe a little low, but I mean, he didn't really play much last year. I'm okay with that. Once it starts happening, he'll jump real big up in there.
I mean, Salvador Perez, 82. I think he
Steven
could be
Strasburg, 60.
Yeah,
no,
Strasburg's a little disrespectful too.
Yeah,
and is a year off of winning a World Series MVP. We got him at 60. I don't know about that one. Listen, let me tell you this though. It blesses my heart to see Altuve and Correa at 56 and 55. Nothing makes me happier than that as a bitter Yankee fan. Let's see. Let's dive in. Actually, no. Here's another problem I have. Jose Abreu won the MVP, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the AL. How is he 31? And so, listen, I had DJ winning the MVP. I think he should have, but DJ's 14.
Well, I mean,
that's 16 spots higher.
Are we going to go with the Cy Young winners? Because I know you don't really like that, but that's the same thing.
It is the same argument. And listen. No, but I'm making the argument more of that LeMahieu should have won the MVP more than Abreu should have be moved up.
I do think LeMahieu should have won it.
Like, come on, man batted like 360. What are we doing?
I mean, he really did.
But all right, let's move into the top 25. Unless you have other things you're upset about.
No, I'm just looking there. I just found Machado at 18, and then I was like, wait, wonder where they do have Tatis.
I feel like 18's a little high for Machado too.
I really feel like this is a big year for him.
Oh yeah,
because Machado was the man 2 years out. Tatis comes in hot. They pay him what they pay him. Machado, this used to be your team. It's turning away from you very fast. You better show
No,
up
I
this year.
honestly I wouldn't even say very fast. I think the second they brought up Tatis, nobody
Oh
cared
yeah.
about Machado anymore,
Oh yeah.
in my opinion. But what do I
I,
what do
I
I know?
mean, Machado is still obviously a great guy on that team.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is, I mean, especially after yesterday's deal, this is saying, hey, Tatis is our guy. Machado, you're second fiddle, if you know what that means. Do you know what that means? That might not be a saying,
Really?
you know.
Really?
I mean,
Come on. Even I know second fiddle. Everybody knows second fiddle.
okay, just making sure. Garrett
All
Cole,
right.
that's way too high for him. Oh my
No. Oh
goodness.
my God. You're out of your mind.
All right, keep going. We got 25.
We'll go top 25. Xander Bogaerts 25. I don't have a problem with it. I saw a lot of him. Obviously he's for the Red Sox, so I see a lot more of it than you probably do.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Yankee killer last year, so in my opinion, that works. But that might be because I saw a lot of him. Corey
Right.
Seager at 24. He's solid. I don't really argue with it. Matt Chapman at 23, unbelievable third baseman for the A's. I think he was injured last year, so maybe in a healthy season he's moved up a little bit higher on this list. The most overrated player in baseball, Bryce Harper at 22.
Like, he should be back there with Stanton, I think, but that's just me.
Oh,
I can't
I wouldn't
stand
go that
Harper.
far. I wouldn't go that far.
Golly. I mean, what does he do? I mean, he is maybe the best player on the Phillies. This guy is in the top 22 at that.
Eh.
That argument right there really works. Like,
See, I'm happy with him at 22 though. Because I feel like in previous years, people just because of his name would have had him in the top 5.
well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, it's only fame why he is at 22. Like, who would you rather have right now if you could pick between Harper or, let's see here, let me find Real Muto?
I mean, Harper brings more power, which is what people want in the MLB now. So I think I'd still go Harper, but
Okay, at least this then. Even though you said that, you at least said like there was a
yeah,
pause, a
no.
debate.
I don't think anything's always. It's never.
They've got JT at 33, Harper at 22. Do you not think that gap's a lot closer than that?
Yeah,
Yes. The
yeah.
answer is yes. Okay.
I mean,
So,
like I'll tell you right now, I take Abreu over him.
of course you would.
I would take Abreu over Bryce Harper, and he's at 31.
I'd take Trevor Bauer over him.
I would take Tim Anderson over him as well. Tim Anderson is an excellent hitter, has a little pop in his bat as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, he can move down a few spots. I'm sure that it might be a little bias coming out in the both of us. Some people might move him up. Who knows? Then 21, we got my boy Aaron Judge. Not looking.
It's where he should be.
Listen, it's fine. Listen, like you said, he's been injured. I think when healthy, he's an easy top 5 player. He hasn't been healthy, so when he is
a top 5 player when he's healthy, and the other 20 ahead of him are hurt.
No. If you don't think he was a top 5 player his rookie season, you're out of your mind.
Are we in his rookie season?
I said in his rookie season. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, we're not talking about rookie season. We're talking about now.
Okay, but here's the thing. I said for right now, I can't argue with this because he was hurt.
Right. Rookie season.
I said
in top 5, but he played great.
No, he was top 5. He should have won the MVP.
Keep on going.
Altuve stole it from him. We're not going to get into that. George Springer on his new team, the Blue Jays over there at 20. Okay. I want to see what he can do outside of, Houston. So I might be a little up in the air on that one. Jose Ramirez, number 19. I can see that as well. Switch hitter. He was in the MVP race last year, so definitely a respectable spot for him. Manny Machado at 18. I think we already went over this. It might be a little. I don't see. Here's the thing though, because he was in the MVP conversation last year as well. Mm-hmm. It was him. The winner of that was Freddie Freeman, and then there was I don't know who the next person was in that. I can't remember.
Was Betts?
I don't think so. I don't know. It might have been, honestly, though. It really might. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out.
Juan Soto?
Juan Soto didn't play last season.
Oh, that's right. He did opt out. Okay.
But we'll go. So we got Manny Machado there. Then Alex Bregman.
Bellinger. I bet you that's who it was. Cody Bellinger.
I'm going to look it up now because now you got me all flustered.
It's Bellinger.
I don't think so.
I'll bet Every dollar that's in my billfold, 0.
So 0. Let's see. Let's go to 2020 MVP voting. Baseball. Let's see. We had 2020. Oh, no. Here are the vote awards. Oh, wait. So that's the AL. Let's go to the NL. The NL top 3 were. Oh, it was Mookie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was Freddie Freeman, then Mookie, then Manny. Tatis was 4th. Oh, actually, I guess Soto did play last year.
I was thinking he did.
I don't know why I thought he didn't. But whatever.
I think he thought at first about opting out, but he played.
Oh, that might that might be true.
We're making it up now. Let's
I
go.
don't know. I think that sounds good though. Alex Bregman 17. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's still in Houston, so I want to see how things really go. Trevor Story at 16. He's an unbelievable shortstop. I can't, really get into that too much. Francisco Lindor, the new Met, at number 15. I can agree with that. Like I said, he's an unbelievable hitter. He's a Gold Glove winning shortstop, so I don't really have any arguments with there. 14, DJ LeMahieu. I think this is disrespectful. I'm sorry, I do, and that's not even because I'm a Yankee fan. He batted 362 last season. Had a solid amount of home runs. I think he had he might have had double digits. If not, he was close to it. And he even missed a little bit of time because he actually got injured for once. So I think 14 is a little disrespectful. He's a Gold Glove, caliber player. He plays everywhere. He's played short for us, second, first, third. So a little disrespectful to me.
I could have seen him moving up to maybe 11 here in this list. I don't think I could have had him any higher. But just, it would have been hard. And I'll let you go on through the list while everybody's like wondering who would you jump there. But
then we got Nolan Arenado at number 13, the best third baseman in baseball, in my opinion. So I can live with that one as well. Shane Bieber, number 12. I can agree with that. He won I believe he was the AL Cy Young winner. So I can live with that one as well. Garrett Cole at 11. I'd move him up personally.
Oh yeah.
Listen, he's just been unbelievable. I finally got to see, the full Garrett Cole instead of just when the Yankees played him with the Astros. The man's just a beast. He goes out there, gives you 7 innings. It basically seems like every single time. So I'd move him up, probably a couple spots. Then we finally get into the top 10. We got Cody Bellinger at 10. I can agree. He's a top 10 player for sure. Christian Yelich had a down year last year.
Yeah. I'm iffy on him. I mean, obviously he can be a top 10 player. I'm not saying he's not.
Yeah. But if we're talking based on last year, I don't think I would put him there. Then we got Anthony Rendon at 8. I think he's great as well. He's a very good hitter. Like I said, I think Arenado is the best third baseman in baseball, so technically that means I don't really agree with it.
Right.
Because Rendon's also third. So, I mean, if you swap them out, I'm not going to get, crazy about it. So I'll let that one survive as well. Acuna Jr. at number 7. Like I said, unbelievable player as well. Now, this is where they lose me a little bit, believe it or not. And I know we talked about him earlier, and I know that one of these players you love. Fernando Tatis Jr. is at 6, and Juan Soto is at number 5. Now, here's my thing. I think they're both absolutely fantastic players, like very, very good. But I honestly think, and this might be, I'm going into a little, conspiracy theory here. That this might be the baseball's attempt to finally market somebody, because I don't think Tatis and Soto are top 6 players in baseball. Like, I'm sorry, I don't. And to put them there, I think it's to start the conversation, get more attention on them. They liven up baseball a lot. Tatis and Soto both bring a lot of flair to it, which I like.
Well,
so, hey,
Tatis
listen, if it's for that,
baseball.
I'm not mad at them. If it's for that, I'm not mad at them.
Right.
But I don't know. I think I'm more comfortable with Tatis and probably like the 15 spot.
Oh, wow, that far?
And then I think I'm more comfortable with Soto probably in like the 8, 9. I think Soto is better than Tatis.
Hey, well, I didn't look at it very in depth. I'm sorry. I was just thinking, where's Vlad Jr. at?
He's not even on here. I don't know if he's on here actually. He might not be. Let's see.
Because that breaks my heart. I'm looking at just for the juniors, and I don't even, no, I don't see him top 100.
That's listen, that's
Wow,
bold, isn't it? Here's my thing too. Randy Arozarena at
wow.
100. I think that's a little playoff bias. Randy Arozarena at 100, but whatever. And then Freddie Freeman, number 4. He won the MVP last year. I'm not going to argue with it. Jacob DeGrom, I'm not going to argue with that either. Probably the best pitcher in baseball, if not the second best. I mean, I don't even think you can consider him like a second best. I know this sounds dumb, but if anything, it's 1A, 1B type of thing. I know that's still technically second, but I mean he's unbelievable. He could if he didn't have like one bad game last year, he would have won 3 straight Cy Youngs. So like I'm not going to sit here and really nitpick it. So
Right.
I can agree with that. And then number 2 and 1, kind of what we expect. Mookie Betts at number 2, and Mike Trout, who is hands down the best player in baseball. If you want to argue with me on this, go right ahead. You can talk to the wall all day because I'm not listening. Mike Trout, number 1, absolutely deserves it. The man is a freaking animal.
Well, if you even look, I always like to see who they put on as far as pitchers. Anytime anything's broadcast on there, and Trout's got 2 pitchers on this. You know, I just think that's funny. Like, it's usually all people, but then it's like, Trout's so good, let's just put him twice on there. But
He
as far as the top 10, I feel like here's the thing with baseball. I could have a top 10 of the same guys and yours be different completely. And we know that, but it's even more different in baseball because it's what you value on position wise as well helps. As you can see, in the top 10, there's only one pitcher. In my opinion, pitching is probably the most dominant, most biggest factor in baseball. But I also have catchers that I have as myself, as we've talked about JT quite a bit. I have. So if you like shortstop, I can see you being biased towards shortstops on here. First baseman. Me personally, Freddie Freeman had a great season last year, but I still don't think he's top 4. That's just me because I mean he's had bad years. Granted, we need to take this year as itself from based off last year, but still, I mean Tatis. We even said earlier Machado was in the MVP race. Tatis wasn't.
they have
So
him
even
higher, so
so even that is
I
different.
mean, listen, if you want to be DJ's at number 14. He finished higher on the list than all the other AL MVP voting people, and he finished last in the AL MVP voting out
Right.
of the top 3 players. So I mean, it's definitely interesting to say the
I
least.
think I almost think after a while when it comes to baseball, once that you get so deep, like the top 15, you basically got the names in a hat and say, okay, Mike Trout, you're out here. Betts, you're out here. The rest,
See,
okay, you're
like
15.
my only thing with your pitcher argument is I can understand why they don't rank them as high because listen,
It's
you could
one every
be
5 days.
exactly you could be the best pitcher in the world. You could throw a no hitter every time. Your team could still lose
Four
every single
games
other
until you
start.
pitch.
Yeah. So and like I said, that's the thing. That's the thing with Degrom too. This man is going to retire with probably 50 less wins than he actually should.
Hmm.
Because I've seen the Mets countless times. DeGrom goes out there, throws, 5 hits, 2 runs up on the board in 7 innings, but the Mets haven't scored a run yet, so he gets a loss or no decision because the bullpen then blows it. So
Right. I want to ask you this, and I know we've talked about it before. Who do you think, or who are you watching to be an MVP candidate for next year? Like, who are your picks? If we say, because I've said Soto, and I've even said Vlad, who's not even top 100, which kind of depresses me a little bit. But those are kind of my dark horses that I'm going with, even though Juan Soto at 5 is not really much of a dark horse. Those are my 2 guys that I want to watch this year that I think are going to be good prospects of winning it. Tatis, of course, we think is better than Machado, even though Machado was up there. But I feel like this contract, we're going to see it better, even more from him. So those would be my 3 people that I'm thinking. Are you thinking different than me on that? Obviously, I would think Vlad
I
and not.
no. Listen, you're gonna laugh at me again. I think Judge stays healthy this year. I think he has a chance. I'm serious. I just think he's gonna be really good this year.
Right. I think Joey Votto's going to win it this year. Really, I mean, he's been in the league for 15 years. He's finally getting to like 68, where he's starting to get old.
You're
So
so annoying.
I think he's going to win it this year if he stays healthy and plays all 78 500 games.
Listen, I think Judge has a chance. I think Acuna really makes his like big push this year as well.
Mhm.
Win or can win one, and you know here's the thing too. I think they might throw a pitcher in the MVP voting this year as well. I don't know why. I could see a pitcher having just an outstanding year. Either DeGrom. You want to look at Cole. You want to look at if Bieber can
I
do
don't
it
think a
again.
pitcher can win it because they have the Cy Young Award. I don't think you give both
Ah,
awards to a pitcher.
yeah, Clayton
That's me.
Kershaw's done it.
But still, I mean, in today's baseball, I mean, you could pitch 8 and 3 or 2/3 innings, great, but you give up one bad pitch, and it's probably going to be a home run in today's era, and it could go as a loss. So I
See,
mean,
here's the other thing too, is that you have to look at the team because I
oh
don't
yeah,
think I don't think any of these teams, and I don't even mean for pitching. I mean for the MVP. If
mhm.
you're having a great year, but your team is terrible. I mean, then again, I say that Mike Trout's always in the MVP conversation, but I mean, like, let's see, let's look at somebody on here who's going to be on a terrible team. Uh, let's go with Bogarts, Xander Bogarts. He's on the Red Sox still. I could look at him as a dark horse. He really was unbelievable last year. Look at Bogarts. He puts up, let's say you have his stats. He has 5 more home runs, maybe 10 more RBIs,
Mhm.
and we'll say the same batting average as somebody else. I think if his team is 60-win team, they're not going to give it to him. They give it to the other guy.
Right.
So that's another important thing you really have to look at is if team success is gonna hinder the ability for one of these players to get one of these awards. So and it can definitely happen, to say the least. So it'll be interesting. It really will be. But
I guess we need to kind of transition on into the Rangers and Mariners soon.
yeah, we should do that. We should probably do that. Let's
Wait,
do
wait.
that
So
now.
I want to
Oh,
hear you now. Name 2 people that you think is going to be your MVPs.
in both leagues.
Yes, or just name 2 that you got them, and don't say
Uh,
Mike Trout.
well, obviously, I'm not going to be that boring. Let's see. I think for the memes, I'll go with Aaron Judge. And you know what? I think Lindor.
You think Lindor?
I think Lindor has a nice year with the Mets. He's good. He's playing for that. I mean, the Mets kind of have to give him a contract because they traded for him. But
Right.
playing for that contract, he has a nice year. He probably gets even more money. New team. He has some protection in this lineup as well with Alonso behind him. McNeil is a great hitter in front of him, so he's got some protection. So I'll go with Lindor. I'll go with Judge.
And honestly, Lindor's not a bad pick because I mean the East is a little crazy in the air there. Who's going to be good? Who's going to be the dominant? So I mean, I could see him having a good season. I mean, you got to worry about the Braves,
Of
Phillies
course.
struggling. I mean, Miami is Miami. So I mean, I kind of like it.
Honestly though, we talk about the East kind of bad sometimes. I think that might be like the hardest division to win because they're all so even. Like I really can see any team winning it. And we talked down about the Marlins. Bro, they made the playoffs last year
Well,
and
I,
they won a round.
well, I guess when I say the Miami, we don't know what to expect.
No.
That
I'm not even talking about just you. I think baseball fans in general, like we talk down on, like, oh yeah, they're the Marlins, blah blah blah.
right.
Listen, they for whatever you want to say, they won. They went to the playoffs last year and won a round.
I mean,
And
last year they looked good.
exactly, they got some. They got some young pieces. They really do.
Now,
So
I don't think they do it in 160 season,
yeah, that's tough. That's
but
tough. But it'll be
no.
it'll be interesting to see. But all
Let's
right, like
move
you
on
said,
to the Rangers.
yeah, let's go on to the Rangers. Listen, if we're both being honest here, it's going to be a fast conversation about both of these teams. I think we're just going to wrap up the AL West, right now with this. They're both kind of in the rebuilding stage. The
And
Mariners
we're
got
done.
the Mariners got back James Paxton. I can see it going either way. He had his moments on the Yankees. I know the Rangers lost Lance Lynn. I believe he went somewhere else. So I think both of these teams are kind of in the rebuild stage. I don't expect anything from them. Uh, can they compete in their division? Probably not. I think it comes down to the Angels and the Astros. The A's are there too, so I think you're looking at the two bottom teams, of that division. They'll probably beat up on each other, but there's not. I don't even like. There's not even that many players on each team that you're really looking
Right.
forward to seeing. I mean, I kind of look forward to seeing Justice Sheffield for the Mariners, only because I'm a Yankee fan. He got traded from the Yankees to there, so
Right.
I want to see how he does because I think who'd we trade? I don't know why we traded him. I don't know who we got. Oh, we got back Paxton, I think. So
Okay.
so if Sheffield becomes Pedro Martinez, I'll be a little upset.
Well, I kind of like that you're talking about the Mariners because I'm more interested in the Rangers, really.
It's
So
fair.
it kind of worked out a little well because the Rangers, they've got like three top guys in the prospects that I'm interested in seeing. I can't remember the names off the top of my head right now as we're talking about it, but they had I think three in the top 25. So I'm kind of interested to see how they do on that. Obviously, I think it's going to be a season where we see their prospects play mid-season and play quite often. But I do think I'm excited to kind of see. I won't say excited, but I'm interested to see how. I want to say it's. I'm trying to say his name right. Jose Trevino. I think that's going to be the
I know who you're talking about.
that's going to probably be their starting pitcher or opening day pitcher. And then I'm kind of anxious to see how they do on first base because I did write down a name or two here. Let me see if I can find it back because the Rangers really haven't made a direct answer of who's going to be the starting pitcher or starting first baseman. They've got Nate Lowe and Ronald Guzman. So it's between those two, and I want to say Guzman used to play third base some. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I believe so. I
I
I
did.
know his name as well. I've
Okay.
heard.
I do know that they're planning to keep him at first base, and that's why I do think this is going to be a little bit interesting. Is if he is a first baseman, what are they going to do with Lowe? They even kind of mentioned Lowe going to the outfield some. So it actually is going to be a spring training battle to see who's going to be their starting everyday rotation at first base. Again, with all these prospects, I've seen something where there are like three or four different people that are up for third base, and they're saying Guzman's not going to be in that competition. We want him to be at first. So it's interesting to see what all plays they make. I kind of feel like this is a positionless team, if you will, because they have so many different options going on there. So, I mean, I can see this lineup tinkering a little bit, and who knows, maybe they catch fire with a lineup that just gets hot and ride it for a while. But I do think if we're going to go, or if we're going to talk divisions here, I mean, Angels, like you said, I even like the A's in that division. Got a lot of young pitchers that are finally hitting their prime. And they were disappointing last year, so I think this is their rebound year on that. So I look for the A's to be a dark horse in that division.
Yeah, I'm kind of iffy on the Astros, and that's not
Mhm.
even just because of my hatred for them. You could just look around baseball. A lot of people don't know what to expect from them either. So it
Mhm.
just comes down to the A's, the Angels, and the Astros. We both kind of said it's kind of the rebuild time for both of these teams.
Mhm.
You don't really expect too much out of either one of them. The only thing that I kind of expect, maybe at the trade deadline, if they have one player who started to play well, they try
Right.
to trade him to a contender and get more prospects back. So that's kind of the things that I'm looking for, from both of these teams. But hey, listen, baseball's a weird sport. We saw the Mariners, or Mariners, Jesus. I meant Marlins,
Oh,
make the playoffs
I was
last
like, wait a
season.
second. I said Mariners earlier. Are we not talking about the right team?
We saw the Marlins make the playoffs last season. So if you catch fire, you go on a little win streak here or there. I don't see it happening, but we'll see what's going on. Michael, I know that you're probably pretty excited for this next segment as well. We got Dalton's video of the week.
Yes, we got Dalton's Tech Talk. Even though Dalton's not joining us, we do have him here to join us. So we'll go ahead and play this short clip. I'm not for sure exactly how long it is, but I know he wished he could be here. He's got quite a bit of things going on, so I kind of brief why he's not here. Did reach out to him. He said he'd love to be on here, but he's got some things going on. He's just released his new bats that we've seen on
Oh
Facebook. It's
boy,
pretty dope.
oh, they're
Uh,
beautiful.
DC3, go check it out. He just opened up a website where you can buy some of these bats and different things. I like his slogan. I think it's what is it? Oh, shoot, something.
I don't know it.
Oh my goodness! Hang on, I'm gonna think of it. It's serious wood for serious hitters. I think that's what
I
his
like
slogan
that.
is.
I like that.
Go check it out. Also, he's had some different things go on, and I guess you can kind of talk about this a little bit. He did play with the Lexington Legends last year. He briefed me a little bit on the new affiliate with them. They are going to be playing in the Atlantic Conference, I guess, which is one of the top tiers of the farm team. So he's excited about that. He doesn't know exactly what his future holds there. Can't get into details on that, so I'm going to leave it at that. So he said he's just a little bit overwhelmed today, trying to drop different things going on. So we'll go ahead and get into the clip. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Hopefully this all goes smooth.
Hey, first off, I want to start off from the ball come out of the pitcher's hand. This is going to be my first point of the day. So when the ball comes out of the pitcher's hand, it's obviously coming downhill. So as a hitter, what you want to do is match the plane of the pitch with your barrel. So how you do that is you get on plane early. Your barrel matches that pitch direction. So you see that your barrel comes through. I'm in the zone the whole way. And then finally, I'm out of the zone. How we were taught when we were little was to get to the ball as fast as we could. So what that causes is ground balls, pop-ups. So the reason for that is because I'm coming straight to the ball. I'm out of the zone the whole way, out of the zone, finally in the zone, and back out of the zone. So my point of contact has to be perfect. So when I get on plane correctly, my barrel is in the zone from here all the way through here. So I'm in the zone this whole way. When we were taught when we were kids, this is what I meant. I'm out of the zone, out of the zone, out of the zone, in the zone, finally, and then back out of the zone. So you have to be a perfect timing to hit that ball correct. For my second point of the day, I want to talk about body direction and the mistakes we're making and what we can do to correct that. So first off, for body direction, the pitch is coming in towards this way. So when the pitch comes in, we were taught when we were little, we were taught to basically swing this way. Correct? Everybody swings this way when we were little. That's how we were taught.
All in the hips.
So what happens
Yes,
when
sir.
you swing that way is all your power and your momentum is pulling off your pull side. So when you do hit a ball hard, you're trying to yank it and trying to pull it. So now what they're teaching is your body needs to be directed straight back towards the pitcher. So what that means, instead of me swinging this way, I want to swing this way, back through the pitcher. That way, all of my momentum and my power is going back towards the field. So what happens when I do that is I hit the ball where it's pitched, first off. Second off, my power is directed all back through the pitcher. So everything comes good from that when you direct everything back from the pitcher. For my third point of the day is pitch recognition. So on pitch recognition, what you want to do is basically you want to see the ball as early as you can. Some things you can do to help with this is feed the machine and try to pick up the seams on the baseball and see, did they put that ball in the machine as a 2-seam? Did they put it as a 4-seam? Just so you train your eyes and train yourself to know what pitch is coming. So when I'm playing, I try to pick it up out of the pitcher's hand. As soon as he releases it, I'm trying to pick up what pitch it is. And now I've done it so much, my body just automatically does it. And that will happen
body
with you
just
guys.
automatically does it.
Lastly, I want to talk about a routine. Having a routine is very important. Everybody has their own routine. It's just what feels good to you, what you do before games, etc. So with my routine, the first thing I do, I go into front toss. I personally don't like hitting off the tee for certain reasons. Again, it's what you like, so I don't like hitting off the tee. So I go into front toss. So the first thing I do is I spread out. I hold my hands on my shoulder. That way, from here, I take my hands and go through my swing through front toss. So what this does for me is it makes me feel my hands. It makes me, recognize, am I getting my barrel on time, or am I dragging, am I late, things like that. So that's the first thing I do. The next thing I do is I like to go into machine. On machine, all they do is drop the ball in the machine. Obviously, I start out in my regular stance, go through my whole batting routine. So I go machine fastballs first, then secondly I go machine breaking balls, and that's basically my hitting routine before games. During
And there we go. Guess that's all we got.
That's a lot to unpack. It's a lot to unpack, but it's interesting to say the least because just even on his first point, where it was, keep your bat through the zone the entire way. You hear about that all the time in baseball now, where hitters that is really what the hitters are taught. Obviously he would know best playing with the legends, things like that. Getting to know all these professional players, but it's right because you keep your bat through the zone, you have better chance at contact, and then even just the routine thing that he got in, kind of in the last, he doesn't like hitting off the tee, so he does the front toss, and like I said, I wasn't very good at baseball, but I agree with that too. There was always certain things you liked to do before the game. There were certain things you just never liked to do because maybe it just didn't make you feel good before the game if you weren't good at it or things like that. But I wish he was here and to ask
I've got a lot of
questions
questions I'd like to ask. Yeah,
but hopefully he comes on next week or something like that. We can dive back into this video as well. But there's a lot of solid points in there, and I mean, listen, if you want tips, I'm sure Dalton is nice enough to answer them. Go find his Twitter, his Instagram, anything like that. I saw he just did something with kids, right?
Well, first grade, yeah, I was going to say that he went into his local school in first grade and had like a orientation about hitting. I guess they did a what do they call that? That's when someone comes into a school and talks. I have no idea. Anyways, we'll go with that. So yeah, he's a great guy. Reached out to his community, and I thank him so much for even taking time to just do this here with us. But going back to the zone thing, yeah, it's something that I kind of knew, but I never really understood the terminology on it. I mean, it makes more sense if you keep the bat in the zone as long as you can, as far as flat. Because I used to try to get my brother-in-law hit. We played professional adult softball team. Excuse me. And he was just a senior in high school, but we let him play with us. So he was at the age 16 above. And he'd never played any kind of baseball, form or fashion of anything, not even on the Xbox. And he would always kind of just chop his wrist at the ball. And every time he hit it, even though he was a right-hander, he would always hit it straight down the line third base. I'm like, dude, you just have that split second to hit it. And I guess what I should have said is keep your bat in the zone, like your wrist more. And he might have understood what he's saying, but I didn't know what I was trying to say to him. And now hearing that, it makes more sense and it's easier to.
And even, keeping, your body towards the pitcher more because, you always kind of hear it's all in the hips and things like that. Like you said, you lose a lot of momentum when you're trying to, almost angle it in a certain way or, something of that nature. But
I feel like too, when you open up your hits, you're actually moving your zone almost in front of you where you're swinging more to your bullpen. And I think that's another thing my brother-in-law was doing quite a lot too. So yeah, it's kind of cool seeing what you were taught as kids and how bad really our little leagues are at teaching us bad habits.
Yeah,
but it is what it is on that. So yeah, I'm thankful for him. Players like him take time out to try to teach your youth on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. And like I said, I hope, well, obviously he'll be back on eventually when things get settled down. Got some questions about that, and probably his next video that I'm sure he'll send in as well. But,
yes.
Michael, do you got anything else before we head on into this rant?
No, not really. That's really all I really got, I guess. Really. I've said really more than. I'm so sad. This makes me think of Tim Tebow because I about said, excited like he did in his video where he said it 5,000 times.
Man, finally retired.
That's what I was going into next. Tim Tebow finally hung up the cleats, and he couldn't really find his bat too much. Never could make contact with it. But yeah, it's a sad day. Mets lost out on another great.
Yeah,
that out there.
Yeah, definitely another great. We'll say that. But
so I'm excited to hear about this rant. Speaking of Tim,
yeah, I kind of gave Michael a little
tease. You didn't tell me much on it.
A little tease on it. So we'll go into it. And here's my thing, and I think this was the little tease I gave for Michael, and I hope or wish Amber was in here. You know what, Michael? I need you to text Amber.
Okay.
I need you to text Amber and tell her to get into the stream right now. because
Okay.
this is gonna be just for her. It's gonna be for the people that are supportive of the female brand in sports as well. Because Michael, I know you, like I said, the little tease was I know you got daughters.
Oh, you did say that. Okay. Yes, that was
So
the tease. I forgot.
yes, sir.
So I did message her. We'll see if she responds. Who knows? She's pretty busy. She might be doing
You
like
know,
5
yeah,
shows at once.
Amber's probably cooking and doing 16 podcasts.
Mhm.
You know, I
And
don't know.
speaking of just ladies in sports, Rachel Lumba, which is Trevor Bauer's agent, I've reached out to her many times to try to get her on the show. And then I even said, Amber does a ladies' first show. Maybe if anything, you could join on to her show. So we'll see if Amber answers here. She
Yeah.
hasn't yet.
Well, we'll hope that Amber answers because I want her. I need her backup in this. I think that she would enjoy it, but I won't keep it. I won't keep the what's it called, suspense here for too long. So I'll get into it. You've seen things come out a lot in baseball recently. The Mets' new GM got fired for basically harassing a female reporter. Sending her. I think he sent her like 60 something unanswered messages. Eventually sent her a graphic picture, we'll say the least.
What was it?
Really? You sure you want to know, Michael?
Keep going. Never mind.
Sent a picture like that. Then you have the Angels hitting, I think it was pitching coach. He eventually had to, they didn't fire him, they kind of like suspended him in a certain way. Because he was doing stuff with female reporters, making them feel uncomfortable as well. And now I can't remember who it is, but somebody else just got kind of busted for the same thing. So here's my thing. Baseball, you have to fix this in a certain way. I don't know what you're going to do to fix it, but the fact that a female reporter can't go in to their job, not like, somebody's, hey, look, that girl's hot, bring them into the locker room. No. They're doing their job. There's literally absolutely no reason that they should have to walk into their jobs and, feel some type of way if they reject, a manager or a GM for going on a date, then what does that mean for them? They're not going to get, the next big lead or something like that. And, that's the thing that they do. They feel obligated to say yes or to not say no, because then they're scared. As Amber, I'm doing this one just for you. I swear. I thought about you when I was doing this. Ladies first. Amber does a great thing. All women in sports. Make sure you guys go check her out. But like I said, the fact that female reporters are going into major league locker rooms. This isn't some scrub league out there somewhere in the middle of nowhere where it's a bunch of random people. This is professional baseball, and you constantly have not once in a while. This is like 3 cases in the last month of higher ups, doing something weird with a female reporter. One of the female reporter that talked out to the Mets GM had to change her job. She doesn't even do reporting anymore. Like that's the type of stuff that that they're dealing with, and the fact that it's gone on and they can't fix it is what blows my mind. You're telling me that there's nothing they can do? I don't know if you have to make the penalties harsher. I don't know if you got to change. If somebody has, and that's the thing. You shouldn't have to, make somebody, follow them around because that's the only way they're going to feel comfortable in the locker room like that. Like it blows my mind. It hasn't been fixed yet. And I really hope it does, because Michael, I can only imagine you have daughters. They want to become a reporter one day. They go into an MLB locker room and they're like, yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing too. Like it's the things that you never think of. Obviously, thank God I don't have kids yet. If this happens to somebody, it's a sister, a kid, something like that, whatever. Like the fact that this happens, it's annoying, but they also won't hire you if you aren't what they exactly. If they don't think you look good like that, they don't hire you. But it just blows my mind that this stuff still kind of goes on at the moment. You think of it as kind of barbaric and that can't happen these days, blah blah blah, but it still does. And, I can only imagine, what some of them have to go through, something that I'm never going to have to experience. And, I'm thankful for that. But I wish that, they didn't have to experience it either. Because like I said, the one lady had to change jobs. She doesn't even work as an MLB reporter anymore. I believe she was from Japan. and she like moved back, changed her jobs and everything like that because they're scared to speak out because then you get blacklisted as well. Like that now nobody will talk to you, nobody will hire you. It's a crazy thing, and I don't know. It annoys me to absolutely no end that that constant stories. Listen, one story is enough, but the fact that it's just over and over again, it just blows my mind that they somehow can't fix this. As we get Amber, I've heard a lot of stories of people not getting hired because they aren't pretty enough to be around men or a camera. Like that's unbelievable.
Just get in the stream so we can talk with you, and you can talk if you
Facts.
can. That
listen,
is.
if you want to listen, Amber, if you want to pull up, feel free.
And I even think of Brett Favre, who I highly respect. But during that time when he was going from the Vikings to the Jets and all that, even he sent out, I think, provocative
We'll say
screenshots of himself.
lewd pictures.
So, I mean, I'm going to say a comment. I can't get on. Okay.
Don't worry, Amber.
Amber can't join us. We'll get you on for sure. But I don't want to be, let's see here, plain about this statement. So there's definitely a problem. But like even where I work in retail, I can see men who just come into a store, walk around to see if they see people. And you can tell they're kind of creepy when they're doing it. And then they leave. Like there's one guy, and I'm not going to go into details because I know people in my town live this and are in here. But I have never seen one guy who is a regular buy anything in this store. And he's seriously in there once a week, at least once a week, and I've never seen him buy anything. I mean, he's not coming to my retail store just to walk laps. He's looking for eye candy, and it's sad that men are this way. I mean, we're kind of wired that way in a way, but we need to be respectful, obviously. So, I just think it shows low character of us when we do things like this.
And
I say we
listen, the whole guys will be guys thing. Bro,
it's unacceptable.
Bro, that's not a thing.
Right.
I like Michael, you like that? No, not like that. Do you do that?
That's what I'm saying. It's unacceptable.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not guys with guys because that means we would be like that. I ain't like that. I don't do that. Do you do that?
I mean, no. I mean, let's be honest.
There goes the conversation.
I mean,
like
I'm married, but if I do see a pretty girl, it's where you go from that point. I mean, if you see a pretty picture, your eye's going to say, "Hey, pretty picture," but it's where you go from that point.
Exactly. If listen, you get rejected, okay, you leave. The dude sent 62 unanswered messages.
Yeah, I mean,
not even is that just weird? You can't take a hint, brother?
Yeah.
Like it really does blow my mind. Like you made somebody change jobs.
I'd like to know how many.
She didn't leave the organization. She left the business.
Yeah. I'd like to know the timetable of those 60 messages. Like, was that a day? Was that a week? Because my wife and I, we talk on text quite a bit because, I mean, you're busy in life. That's the only way you can communicate. I still don't think I send her 60 messages in a day.
No, I don't think it was in a day. I think it was over time, but
still, I mean, no answer. Good Lord. No, and I will say this. I mean, it is a bit encouraging because, and I feel bad saying this comment, but even in commercials and different things that's going on that you see now, you see more average people on shows. It's not supermodels. It's not hunks that are chiseled out like us after using the cream and everything. Like you are seeing more everyday Joes and Janes in commercials now, and I'm happy about that. That's trying to think. Even I'll say Fat Amy. In years ago, you probably never would have seen her on TV, and she is a hilarious person. So I do feel like times are changing some, but I do think we also need to hold ourselves more accountable on the way we have our standards.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what they have to do, change, the rules, change the punishments or whatever, but
you're talking about baseball. I'm kind of talking at a global picture on that.
But in a global sense, it has to change as well because people are just freaks. But I mean, listen. We can talk about baseball.
As it is, you would probably be horrified at some of the stories that we would hear from reporters if they actually told everything.
I can only imagine. I've heard just stories from female friends about weird stuff, and I'm like, that. Like it, I don't know. It's a
really does.
Time.
It truly does scare me that I have two girls. It really does.
I can't blame you. I say it all the time. I would never want a daughter. So power to you, brother. My mom had 3 boys, and she's thankful for it in the weird way. And we're probably a pain in the ass, but like she said, you don't have to go through a lot of the things that, you have to.
And I'm going to say this too, and Amber, I hope you're still in here. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not trying to be rude at all on this. But I think even girls hold girls to a certain standards in some things as well. I don't know. I feel like we're just a bias on the way that we should be presented if we're in front of a camera a lot. Do you think that's a little harsh of a statement? Because I'm not trying to sound.
What do you mean? Like,
I mean, you've seen TVs, and obviously it's a sitcom or something like that.
I've never seen a TV actually.
You've never seen TVs? Wow.
No.
But like, I even think I'm going back with Fat Amy. I love Pitch Perfect. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It's a great. All 3 of them are great. But I even think of the girl that whispers the whole time. That's very shy, and they're like, you shouldn't, be up front. They kind of. I won't say bully, because I think bully is used a little too much, but I feel like, sometimes that, hey, you're not as pretty as those girls, and that's why you shouldn't be on the front row. And like, even on the last one, they mentioned 2 girls' name. They're like, what? Did they actually talk to us? And it was like Lindsay was her name. It's like, you never heard the name of the whole 3 trilogies there. And like, what's going on? So I almost feel like even it's just a society factor that we feel
we're messed up. We're terrible people.
Yeah. Like, if you're not gorgeous or if you're not chiseled out, you shouldn't be in front of a camera.
Yeah, well, too bad, because I got 3 shows. I'm just saying.
Thank goodness for live streams.
I got 3 shows, so listen, you guys can take your standards and do whatever you want with them. But whatever.
But I will say this. I'm not a guy that wears a wedding band too much, but now I do, as you can see. Avengers.
Why not?
Back out there. Because I work retail, and I get hit on some. So, it's not just men, too. Like, I'm as innocent as they come.
Well, you don't got a ring on.
Well, I agree. That's why I wear one now, and I still get hit on.
Why wouldn't you wear it before? Too.
I have a phobia of rings getting stuck on my finger. That's why I've got the silicone ring. It's crazy. I'm always afraid it's going to get stuck. I'm just afraid it might get stuck. But anyways, one time.
I'm sorry. Bro, there's a girl I know that's scared of frogs. That's almost as weird.
No, that's an animal. I can understand that. Mine's just
frog, though? Like, come on, bro.
I agree. But anyways, at my retail, I was running the cash register, actually. As manager, I had to do that every now and then. And this woman, as she was leaving, she goes, "It's a Friday night. Why are you here at work?" I said, "Well, what else would I be doing? Just having conversation." And she instantly went, "Going home with me." And I was like, I'm married. I don't have a ring, and I apologize. My wife is smoking hot. Watch out. You need to
I can confirm Michael is hitting out of his zone.
Thank you. I showed him, since you brought it up, I showed him a couple wedding pictures before we started.
Look at Michael with all that hair.
Oh, yes.
All that hair Michael got.
Dude, you don't even know. I've had it a lot curlier. I used to be able to pull it down to my chin. But anyways, so yeah.
There's some things in the world that need a fixing. We'll say that. We'll leave it there. But when it comes to the end of the show, we got to thank the sponsors one more time, of course. We'll shout out mybookie.ag. Use code USM100 to double your first deposit up to $1,000. Baseball's coming back, baby. We're so close. I think we're like 39 days away from opening
pitchers
day.
And catchers are in.
Yes, pitchers and catchers reported. I think the Yankees' first spring training game that's on the Yankee Network is February 28th. So that's close, bro. That's only 10 days.
Yes.
So your boy's excited, to say the least. So make sure you check out my bookie. You can place all your bets. Maybe play some future bets. Play some bets on our on the MVP. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. The MVP people that we said.
MVP.
Yeah, see, it's a tough life out here, okay?
It happens.
So make sure you go check out my bookie. Then head on over to RxHemp, RxHemp-USA. If you're tired from shoveling, the driveway all the time and things like that, put some RX Hemp on you. You'll feel brand new in the morning. You'll feel great to go shovel another, 3 feet that we're probably going to end up getting. And then make sure you check out the store, teespring.store/unwrapped. We have merch for everybody, as Michael pulls it up. Unwrapped has our merch. If you want it, we probably have it. As you can see, we got the shirt, we got the sweater, the leggings, the sticker, we got phone cases, we got masks, we got everything. Then if you scroll to the bottom, baby, make sure you go check out each individual show. Of course, support your favorite show or support all the shows. Feel free. We got the hard count. We got Fights Unwrapped. We have the Prop Brothers, of course, from Bets Unwrapped. Generational Sports, of course. Come on, Michael, keep going. The Fourth Man.
The fourth
Oh,
man. That's what we
yes.
forgot earlier.
Yes, we did. The People's XFL. Amber's wonderful show, the ladies first. Gonna have to. I know. Listen, I know it's ladies first. But I still might have to hop on one of these days. We're gonna get Amber on Backstop as well. We got our beautiful Backstop Banter merch right there. Saturday standouts, business casual basketball, keeping it blunt. Listen, if we got a show out on the live lineup, we probably have merch for it as well. So make sure you go check that out. And last but certainly not least, check out our Patreon. $1, you're supporting the squad. $5, you get entered into our Amazon gift card giveaway. You get 10% off the store. You get entered into our Discord chat where we talk about everything. It's like you're a part of the fan, baby. And then $10, you get all that I just said, except the 10% discount goes to $20, and you get entered into our Keenan Allen signed jersey giveaway, which is beautiful. A nice little Keenan Allen signature on a powder blue uniform. Oh, you got the pick, Michael?
I'm trying to get it, or I'm trying to pull up.
Who is Daniel?
I don't know. I'm trying to pull up the Unwrapped. It had creators. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Let me try this again.
I'll give you a hint. Just type in Patreon and then go onto the Patreon website and search. Just hit search.
Well, okay. Back that up.
You're already on the Patreon website. You can just search it now.
Oh, you're right, man.
All right, here we go. Ready? Yep. Nope, that's the app.
Oh, my goodness.
Michael, you're choking.
Too old for this.
You're choking.
I am.
All right, let's go back one more time. Yep, you're already there. See, you're already on it. Now, we're going to go over there. Come on, you can do it. Load up, baby. Oh, God. The spinning circle. Michael, you're killing me here.
I am so sorry.
Listen, guys, I promise it's a nice jersey. Oh, there you go. Now just type in Unwrapped. It should pop up. If you ever get look
there
at that.
We
First
go.
First one.
So if you're computer illiterate like me, it's this simple to find it.
Exactly.
I apologize for my hillbilly internet.
Yeah, Michael's out there.
Oh, hey, look, we've got 10.
Michael's out there in the boondocks, so
This is true. There we go. This is
beautiful.
What we wanted to see.
$1, $5, $10. Just support the fam, okay? Because we appreciate you no matter what. So, put a little moolah in the pocket, make us,
Yes.
Be
a VIP.
Exactly. Be a VIP. Why not? You could win a Keenan Allen signed jersey for $10, basically. Even if you're crazy and you wouldn't want to keep the jersey, I would keep the jersey. You could sell it and then make profit. Wow, Michael.
And what's even great about that, too, I'm sorry. Even what I like about this is not only do you get the 20% off, you also get the 24/7 membership with our Discord where you can be in our chat. We have different chats from betting to baseball, basketball, everything there. We even have music. We've just got our general where if you want to say, hey, love this show, chime in with us. And we actually want to engage with you guys. We're not just here to talk with each other. We want to hear from you guys as well. So please get on there, get this membership, and chat with us because we want to hear what your opinion is on what we talk about too.
Yes, sir. That'll do it for this episode, though. Michael, what you got for everybody before we head on out?
I've actually been messing with some other things on the side that I'm thinking about starting up. Just been checking into some media credentials around here in my local town, not my town, but more or less my state. I've been trying to reach out to Kentucky athletes a little bit, or athletics, and just see what I can do there. So I might try to start up something, a little side gig, I guess you could say, where I talk more Kentucky sports, basketball, football, more football.
You're trying to replace me with another show.
Oh, no. Listen, you see how long it took me to decorate this? I'm in on baseball for right now. But, definitely doing that. I think next Saturday, since Amber is in here, I will be joining her on next Saturday with the Count the Bucket. I've got a Saturday off, and she asked me to fill in. I actually kind of pushed myself in on that. That's okay. Thank you, Amber. So check us out on there. But just be watching for stuff. Follow me on Twitter, MDLawson00. Instagram, it's the same. Also, if you're or friends with Connie or anyone else, go follow me. Request me on Facebook, send me a message, let me know. If you've got a problem in life and you want someone to talk to, hit me up a message. Life is very precious.
Yes, sir, to say the least. As for me, I'm a busy man recently. So we'll start it off with this show, of course. Make sure you come back and tune in every Thursday, 10 Eastern. It's always Michael, stop trying to steal my thing, bro.
Am I
Nobody
stealing
does
it?
it better than me.
Oh, do you not snap your fingers? I thought you.
It depends on how I feel.
Oh, okay.
But so make sure you come back, check us out 10 Eastern every Thursday, everything baseball, of course. Monday, I got Generational Sports where we talk about everything with me and Josh. We were supposed to have Trey Wingo on this technical Monday. He had some things come up, but good news is that we rescheduled it. It's looking like March 8th is the date where we have set right now for Trey Wingo to come back on. So I'm very, very excited about that, to say the least.
If you need me to be a special guest, also
I'll keep that in the back of my head. Don't worry, Michael.
I'll mark it on my calendar, March 8th. I'll try to be available too.
I'm sure you will be. Then Tuesdays, I also have the hard count now with me and CJ. Alex and Christian kind of passed the torch on over to us. We interviewed TJ and Ladarius from the Fan Control Football League this week. That was a very fun episode, if I say so myself. Got to know them. So make sure you check that out. That's all things football. And then my Twitch, of course, Anthony_Conover, where I've been putting all of our podcasts actually as well. So make sure you check that out. Some gaming stuff here and there. I've been busy recently. School started back up, so it's been a struggle to try to stream and everything like that. But that's where you can find me. Michael, what you got?
One more thing. There's a new app that our under app sports guys are getting, and gals, of course, getting into. Let's see if I can pull it up there.
There you go. Sports Me.
Sports Me. Please go check it out. Follow me there, MD Lawson00 at the end. It's USN as well. Go check that out. That's our new thing that we're trying to push a little bit. We haven't heard much details on it yet, but I think it's basically a sports TikTok, if you will. So
yes,
check
sir.
me out
check
on
us
there.
out on everything. We're pretty much everywhere. You can follow me on Twitter, Anthony_Conover or at Shenzi Sports for my Monday show. But Michael, thank you for joining me as always. Dalton, a great episode or a great video. I can't wait for him to come back on, and we will see everybody next week.
Yes. Guys.
Deuce.